your hosts, Sean and Marianne Dawn.
Well, hello there, Parapeeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels Let's Talk Paranormal Live. I really got to shorten that title. Alright, so bear with us for a little bit. We're having just a little tiny tad of technical difficulties. Oh, you got on?
Yep.
Alright, so we got chat going.
Alright.
Okay. Alright. So we're going to hang out here a little bit, let other people join in. But while we were doing that, I see we got Lincoln Central coins in the house. Anybody else joining in, please let us know where you're from in the chat so we know that you're here. If you are watching us live from... That was a little jerky. Lincoln, is the feed jerky? How's the feed? Is it jerky on you?
I'm good.
Let's look at the stream health.
So I see Lincoln Central Coins is here and Andrew is here. Hello, hello, hello.
How's the feed and the audio? Is it jerky?
Everybody
guys?
says it's fine.
It's fine. Okay. Well,
it's
then
just
maybe
you.
It's just me. Well, I guess
you.
I should probably pause this. That could be a problem. I'm playing back and watching it on the same thing.
Okay.
That might be the issue. Let's set this down here.
Do you have something to say, or are you just going to look today?
I'm sorry. I am your host, Sean Donnelly.
And I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly.
Sorry, folks. It 5 o'clock kind of snuck up on us there for a little bit, but was I supposed to say something else?
No, they're fine. You just had to
I'm
start
good now?
the show, you know?
I'm like, I got all these screens going on here. This one. All right, so yes, if you're just joining us, please let us know where you're from.
We've got
by leaving us a chat.
from India.
India.
So welcome.
Ooh, welcome.
Yes.
All right, so we got a interesting show for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking about how you can tell if your house is haunted. We got some things we're going to go over. We're going to be tasting them 1893 brownies. If you guys didn't catch that video we posted out this morning, Marianne made them brownies.
I did. We're going to taste them up.
We're going to test them. We're going to see if anybody else made them. That'd be nice.
Yeah. If anybody else made them, let me know in the chat.
Yes. If anybody else made them.
What is wrong with you?
It's going to be a long show. We're going to be giving something away. We're going to pick last week's winner. What was last week? T-shirt?
Last week was a T-shirt.
Okay. We're going to do that. And, yeah, take any requests, questions, or anything from you guys. So while we're going to hang around just a little bit longer. What's the matter?
Nothing at all. So, Lincoln Central Coins has to go. And Sid Hearth wants to know what we're going to discuss today. And ATJH Travels is in the house too, saying hello.
Hannah, remember we watched them? Marianne's not on here that much.
No.
Remember we watched that
I only
family?
come on for the live streams.
Yeah. Marianne, yeah, she just basically comes on when I tell her, hey, we got to record this, or, you know, I'm going to record you, or sometimes we put the live streams on the TV while she's on her other computer. But remember the little family that does the traveling, had the little girl and the family, they were doing the questions, asking about what's your favorite band and that kind of stuff. I had it on TV.
I might have fallen asleep.
That's them. They're not too far from
I fall asleep a lot, like by 7 o'clock on the couch usually at night. So anything after that, it becomes a blur for me. Like
that's why I get most of my work done.
I know some stuff, but I don't know other stuff.
Okay, so what we're talking about tonight, in case you're just joining in or you didn't hear me say it, tonight's topic is how you can tell if your house is haunted. Ooh. We're going to go over some things that you can kind of check or look out for. And we're going to be tasting these 1893 brownies. Right? We ready to get started?
They're the 1893 recipe. They're not actually from 1893,
I was seeing if anybody was going to say, are they actually from 1893?
Joanne is back. Hello, Joanne. T Throng is here saying boo.
H-Cast08, that's the daughter that was from. I know who you are, she doesn't. I'll have to go back and show her your videos.
Is deja vu normal? Sid Hearth wants to know.
Depends. Could be. Could be normal. If you buy into the philosophy of past life regressions, that could be deja vu. Dreams coming back, like premonitions. If you have them in dreams, that could be deja vu. Yeah. They just put that word on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's just do some housekeeping while we are waiting for people to come in. I got to find my slides. I think we got a pretty stable connection.
And the birds are outside chirping.
Yeah. We have our background noise of the birds outside. I think I cut it out of the video that I did. And I yelled out, "Shut up, birds! We're recording." I think I didn't say that.
I think you cut that out.
All right, so let's get started. You guys ready? Let's get rolling. Here we go. So let's start out with this week's show producers. We want to thank you to Crash Palace, 12 Nights Horror, and Blur's Rebellion.
Blur's Rebellion.
Blur's Rebellion.
Yes.
Yeah, you normally say those.
I do, but that's okay.
These are this week's show producers. And Marianne, how did they become a show producer?
You tweet all of our stuff out and be one of the more popular tweeters, right? For the
That's
week?
right. You follow us on Twitter. That is our Twitter account, @PANICdVideos. Follow us on Twitter. Stuff we put out. Like it, retweet it, comment, whatever. And if you're one of the top 3 active on our Twitter account, we get that little message and it tells us, and you become a show producer. And we give you a shout out on your Twitter account, and thank you very much for helping us promote the channel.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, Sid Hearth says that deja vu happens about 15 times a month to them, which is super interesting. And H-Cast08 is having a live stream tomorrow at 6.
Tweet it to us. Let us know.
Where they're playing Would You Rather.
Oh, that would be on. Oh, wait, who was that?
That's that one you said was the little girl.
Oh, okay. We're subscribed to. Yeah, we'll have to hop on and see that. Yeah,
So,
Would You Rather?
Would you rather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
All right, so first of all, disclaimer, we are live, folks, so there's no editing. You're going to hear me stumble words, probably make a fool of myself, say something wrong like YouTube boats.
I still can't believe you did that. Whatever.
And I didn't edit that video. I kept it in there, and I was getting comments, and that's funny. I find it hilarious, actually. So, disclaimer, we are live. Can't go back and take something back, but we will watch our mouths, especially her. No, just kidding. And I forgot my joke.
You didn't do much at your beginning.
Yeah,
so
the intro was bad. Well, you were throwing me off because we had literally sat down at 5
Because
o'clock.
I was cutting brownies. I'm
She was
sorry.
cutting brownies. All right, so, hey, while we got a nice little group here in there, do us a favor. If you are on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, share this video out. Let's get some more people in here and help us out here. So if you can, put it out on any of your social media. Say, hey, come join these paranormal idiots while on their live show. You won't regret it. I don't know.
They might today.
Yeah, they might today. That's the slow start to this one, boy. All right. So, anyways, if you ever come back and you join us, bring a friend next time, and let's grow this live stream. We are stream live every Saturday, live at 5 p.m. Eastern. no matter where we're at. If we're at home, we're going to do it from the studio. If we are out traveling, we're going to do it from on location. For those of you who do not know who we are, I'll explain it real quick because we got a lot of new people in the chat. We are Sean and Marianne Donnelly, owners of PANICd.com, DarkShadowGhostTours.com, and we also have a series on our YouTube channel, this same one that you came to, called Our Haunted Travels. Now, PANICd.com is a database of over 800 locations across the United States that have paranormal claims. And Our Haunted Travels is almost 200 of them that we have been to and traveled to. So we consider ourselves paranormal researchers. There are those who are ghost hunters that kind of go out for the thrill of it. There are paranormal investigators who go out and find out what's there and get rid of what's there. And we consider ourselves paranormal and historical researchers because we've done the ghost hunting, we've done the investigations, private and public, and now we dig in deep into the research. So that's who we are in a nutshell. It's so quiet here without your sister. Last week was like, I got a little bit of feedback, but anyways.
Yeah, I don't give him as much feedback. I'm
you
a
don't.
quiet
It's
person.
like
I'm
crickets.
sorry.
That's why I think I'm just going to drop the funny joke in the beginning. Because you just look at me like, what a moron. Anybody in the chat know what this symbol's for? Who this is from? Anybody know? I bet you my wife doesn't know. Crickets yet again. I need to play music in the background.
Oh, dear. So, let's see here. Joanne says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you haven't done that yet. I thanked him and he said that he's a moderator for another channel, so he uses that pretty often. So
thank you very much.
You
yeah,
very
I
much
forgot
for
to
the
say
hint.
that. Actually, was that on that screen? It probably was. Share this. Yep. Subscribe. Smash the like button. I skipped over it.
It's okay.
Oh, it's been a long week.
Joanne says, I have no idea. Please tell me.
Of what?
Your shirt.
Oh, shirt? Okay. I'll
You
circle
forgot
back
you gave
around
a question
that.
already?
Yeah, this is the last week of school.
Symbol of
for
mummy.
us. No, this is actually the symbol for, what's it say on the back?
Big steppin'.
Big Steppin'.
I can't
Aaron
see
Goodwin
that, but-
from Ghost Adventures. He has this brand called Big Steppin', and I had to get myself a shirt. So if you follow him on Instagram and stuff, you see him making this weird thing, Big Steppin'. But if you could see it, it's actually a skeleton. It's kind of cool. So I ordered a shirt, and then somewhere I have autographed pictures and stuff from him. So
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. All right, P.S. PR Erie is in the house as well. Hi there to you guys.
Good, because we are going to draw for last week's winner, and I think he is on the list.
Yes, I believe.
All right,
you
so
do.
for those of you, again, who are new, if you join us every week, we're going to give something away, and we're going to tell you how you can enter to win it.
Mm-hmm.
No,
But
we're
not
doing,
till after
we're not
we
doing
give
a
it away
t-shirt
this time.
week.
What?
We're not giving away a t-shirt next week. This week we're giving away a t-shirt.
Last week we were giving away T-shirts,
This
so
is
we're going to
next
give it
week.
away right now.
Yeah, in a minute. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we did that. We'll move on.
We're giving this away today.
Yeah, today we're giving away a t-shirt from last week's show. So you have a week to enter, and we're going to tell you how you can enter. Anybody, you can enter free, whatever, but we're going to tell you exactly what you need to do to enter. So last week we had 4 people. We had a lot of people in chat, and only 4 people did what they needed to do.
Yeah.
Is Mona here?
She has not checked in yet.
She's not
so-
here. Okay, well, we
Last
got
week
4
we had
people.
4 people
I know
who
Andrew
emailed.
Kitchens is here. Is Richard? I spelled his name wrong.
I haven't
It's
seen
Larison.
Richard yet.
Okay.
So Andrew and Bill are in the house. Mona and Richard have not checked in.
Chris Mohan. Chris Mohan, brother, you're on vacation.
Yes,
What are you
he
doing?
says hello from Florida, and he says it's rainy now. It's supposed to be worse the next 2 days.
Well, so what else are you going to do
But
on
you
a
know-
rainy day in Florida? Come join Panic D videos and
It's nice
watch
here
me
in
make an idiot
Ohio.
of
You
myself.
should have stayed.
It actually is nice. It just sprinkled for a little bit and it was supposed to storm, but it didn't.
ATJH Travels. I'm not sure where they're from, but
that's the little girl's parents.
Yeah, they said it's
They're
87
from
and sunny.
They're from, I think, West Virginia. They're like an hour from
Is
us.
Is he right? AJ,
I think it's West Virginia.
Travels?
I think it's just south of Pittsburgh.
Okay. All right.
We're going to lose subscribers left and right on this show. Should have just canceled. I don't know. Anyways, I started saying I'm a little bit out of it because this was the last week of school. So it was crazy at work.
Pittsburgh.
All week. She's done.
Yes.
Kids are done.
It's really quite
I'm a little bit out of it.
Tumultuous at the very end of a school year.
That's a big word.
I know.
Tumultuous. I would just say crazy.
I know kids get real excited and they get to get
dictionary?
out. Kids get real excited. They get to get out of school. The parents are going, oh, what am I going to do with them for the next 3 months? But school staff has a lot to do to wrap up and close out a school year. So
it's school IT staff. You know, most people think, okay, school's closed, nothing's going on in the summer. The summer time's our most busiest time at the school because we got to move everything out, let them clean, and then put everything back. Yeah. Thank the Lord I am off in July. Don't have to worry about it till I go back to work.
Yeah,
but
so you do get a little free time.
Get a little break. All right, so let's see.
All right. So, as I was saying, they were from Pittsburgh. You had said you didn't know where exactly they were from. So it was Pittsburgh.
They're just...
And, Michael Scott!
Because they're Steeler fans. Michael Scott's in the house, brother!
We just did a great collab with Michael all week. And that was awesome. And closer. Oh, he likes the closer camera angle. Better than the farther away now? We're too far away now? I don't know.
I don't know.
Are we too far away now, Michael? You liked it better before when we were a little closer? Or are we closer now? I thought we were a little further away. But anyways, glad to have you in the house. It's fantastic to have you with us. I'm glad you had a nice time on the Queen Mary. I was quite jealous.
Yes.
Because
we both were jealous. I
wanted to go right back. I wanted to be there hanging with you. So. All right, we're going to give some stuff away.
Let's give away this t-shirt.
All right, let's give away this t-shirt and make me happy so that I can put it down. So we're going to give away this lovely t-shirt. It says Our Haunted Travels on the front, and on the back it says PANICdVideos #Parapeeps. So that is our prize from last week that we're giving away today.
Ready?
And I'm ready. Are you ready?
Are you guys ready? Here we go. All right.
Let's do it.
Like I said, we have Richard Larison, Bill Cook, Mona, and Andrew Kitchens. These all listen to us and send us an email correctly. And so they're going to have a chance to win an Our Haunted Travels t-shirt. So here we go.
Oh, Michael Scott says that this is the perfect camera angle. Oh, Andrew Kitchens. Andrew's our winner. Yay. All right. So, Andrew, we will need to get one of these out to you. So, Sean will
I'm going
to
need your shirt size. No, I know Andrew's shirt size. I know Andrew.
Yes.
That's
yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, let's keep on going and let's talk about Parapeeps. Go ahead, you say it better than I do.
Parapeeps.
Parapeep. What is a parapeep? Well, basically, when we go live and we give something away, we're going to give something away every time we go live. One of the things that we ask for is that you show us proof that you are a subscriber, and you can actually do it ahead of time, become a certified parapeep. Okay? So here's what you do. You basically subscribe to our channel, hit that bell, like a video, and actually, if you smash the like right now on this live stream, you already took care of that. Leave us a comment. Probably already did that as well. Tell a friend if you want to. That's just optional. If you want to tell a friend, let them know, bring them into the fun, craziness. Then anyways, you take all that, take a screenshot of it, and email it to PANICdVideos@gmail.com. And we're going to send you back a certificate that kind of looks like that. However, it'll have your name on it instead of mine. And we'll tweet it out and all kinds of stuff and say, hey, you are a certified parapeep.
That's right.
So then when we go to give something away, you don't have to tell us that you're subscribed and all that other stuff. I already know I have your
You just
stuff.
send an email and say
Just
hi.
send an email with the instructions that in the subject area. So that's how these 4 people entered to win last week's t-shirt.
All right.
All right. Okay. Now, former winners, actually, Bill, he actually received, we sent out all of our stuff this week. Finally, we got caught up and get that all figured out. And by the way, those of you in Canada, that's what slowed us down. We had to figure out that whole customs thing and all that other stuff. And are you sending something illegal and declare this and declare that? And
you were saying when we got in the car after sending the packages, it was a lot easier to get back into the United States from our trip to the Caribbean than
it was easier to come back over with the passport than it was to mail something to
Canada.
Anyways, Bill, was one of our winners. He won the coloring book.
Yes, he did.
Way back when. And we asked him to send us a picture.
Yeah, a few weeks back.
So he is a certified parapeep. And,
yes, he is. And he got his
won
coloring
the
book. And he's going to color some pretty pictures for us.
Let me give a little shout out to Bill's channel here. Erie PA PSPR. They are actually putting out videos right now of a investigation that they are doing up there in Erie at a bar location. It used to be a former state police barracks.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of interesting. He put out a teaser, then he put out the first one, and he says once he gets 200 views, he'll put out the second one.
I heard that.
Did you hear that?
I heard that, yeah.
It's kind of interesting theory, but I think he's pretty close. Bill, if you're still here, are you close to putting that next one out?
So,
it's got me all sitting on the edge.
Yeah. So PSPR Erie says, thanks, guys. He hasn't responded to the question you've given yet, but he says very close. Andrew Kitchens wants to know if the coloring book's available on Amazon. Yes, it is available.
Thank you for asking. I'm so out of it this week. Yes, our book, our first edition of Our Haunted Travels, St. Augustine edition, and in there it has how it all started for us and all the locations we visited in St. Augustine. The link to that book is available on Amazon, and the link is in the description below. And a link to the coloring book is also in the description below. So, yes, they are available if you would like to purchase. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yes.
All right.
Alrighty. So next up,
I don't know. I really don't know.
This
I think
week's
it's nap
giveaway.
time.
This week's giveaway. Are you going to give some info?
All right. Yes, I am. Okay. So here we go. Here's what we're going to give away this week. We have Ghostbusters thumb drive. It's actually the Ghostbusters logo, and it's a thumb drive. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're giving away this week.
Yeah, it's a USB eraser combo. So not only is it a USB drive, it's got an eraser with it too.
Yeah, Andrew Kitchens, I told him about this earlier, and he's like, well, how big is it?
It's 1 gig.
Yeah. You're not going to store much on it. It's a novelty thing. It's the logo. Yeah. It's the Ghostbusters logo. So
because today our topic is your house haunted?
Yes, is your house haunted?
Ghostbusters was all about,
okay, they go there, whatever. All right, so here's how you can enter to win. And we're going to draw this next week on next week's show. Mm-hmm. But basically, only thing you have to do, unless you've already done this and you're a certified parapeep, is show us proof that you've subscribed to our channel. Send it on over to PANICdVideos@gmail.com, and in the subject put number 009. That's all you got to do.
That's it.
That's
it.
It.
Pretty simple.
That's all you got to do. And we'll cover shipping and everything and all that fun stuff. You just send us an email.
That's right. Sounds pretty easy.
I hope it's easy, but we don't get too many people that do it. They're like, I don't want a thumb drive. Well, we gave away T-shirts. We gave away coloring books. What else we give away? All those tickets.
The tickets to the Columbian Exposition.
So you never know what we're going to give away.
Yeah. It's all crazy.
You never know. Never know. So you got to join us live at 5 p.m. Eastern.
On Saturdays. Yes. I like that whole live at 5 thing.
Speaking of giveaways,
exciting.
Now watch this, folks. Here's where I'm going to get in trouble and probably be sleeping out on a couch or out in my cargo trailer.
Now what?
Sorry. We are getting close. We are getting real close to the 1,000 subscribers. Okay? So I was thinking, what are we going to do for 1,000 subscribers? Then I thought, we're not that close yet for the 4,000 hours. So we need our parrot peeps to help us. Share our videos, watch our videos, things like that, to get the subs and the hours built up. And when we do, when we hit that, on our next live show after that, we're going to do a multi-giveaway, including a $50 Amazon card. Might be $100. I don't know. It depends on how much I could get away with my wife. So each week as we approach to it, I mean, we're getting close with the sub numbers, but the hours, not too close. Each week as we approach that, I'll give you guys an update where we're at, and then the next live stream, once we hit it, boom. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something. I don't care about monetization. I really don't care because I'm just going to make pennies anyways. What I want is the partner verified so that when we do the location videos on Friday, I could put a link back to the PANICd page in the video for that location. That's all I want. Because I think that would be cool.
Yes, that I agree. That will be.
Yeah, so you click here, bing, to find out the page and get more information. So, alrighty. So how we doing? We got any new people coming in? Chris is still here. We got any information going on in chat? Because I don't have the screen open over here.
Oh, just that Ghostbusters is a classic. Joran has the both movies on DVD and the original versions too. Andrew Kitchens was burying the body in mind on the... Oh, Andrew says that I was burying your body in my mind when you were going over that last giveaway.
Yeah, I'd be taking away money for her eBay purchases.
That's right. You know I get cool stuff when I go there.
So you mentioned earlier, if Michael's still here, you mentioned, I think he's still here, maybe he's still here. You mentioned we did a collab last week with Michael Scott.
Yes, we did.
Next week I'm going to make an announcement here a little bit later. We're going to do a collab with somebody else. However, if you have a YouTube channel and you would like to collab with us, we welcome anybody. I don't care if you're in paranormal, if you're whatever you're doing, making widgets, makeup, or whatever. I could figure out a way that we could do a collab video together.
You can turn anything into paranormal, huh?
Absolutely.
When you tie it to history.
And I'll give you an example later on. Now, our second collab that we did it with Sarath Edgar. Did I say that right?
Yes,
I think I did.
You did.
Sarath Edgar. I don't know
sure
if he's in chat. He's over in the UK, and he does cover songs and original songs too. But that video is actually kind of cool. So I made the video of pictures from 6 different prisons that we've been to, and he did a cover of Nightmare and laid it over top of it, and I thought it would come out like pretty cool. So that was our first one. And then, no, second one. Our first one we did with PSPR, and then we just did Michael Scott, and then next week's is going to be pretty cool too. So I love doing the collab videos. They are fun.
Yeah, so Michael says he is still here. He's just lurking in the shadows.
That's all right. Lurk away, buddy. Lurk away.
And let's see. Then, who was it? Wanted to know what our temperature was here.
It's a little warm.
HCast08. It's 73 degrees here, according to my app on my phone.
That's outside, but in the house here, it's a little warm. Because
yeah, because
I think I turned down the...
No, I turned it off. It was cold.
You turned off the air. And
I
I'm
was
like,
cold.
I'm melting like a toasted cheeser over here. You're going to be turning that on here in a minute.
I was freezing. It was cold. All right, so let's move on. Because it's already 5:30, and we haven't done 2 of our things that we meant to do yet.
All right, you ready to do the brownies?
Yeah. So last week, we kind of were finishing up talking about some things, and we said, you know, when we did the 1893 World's Exposition and the H.H. Holmes stuff, you know, we were talking about the fact that the Palmer Hotel created the brownies for the first time for the World's Fair. And so I had the recipe for it, and I said we should do that, and then we didn't. And I said, well, now we need to do it because, you know, we had mentioned it before. So I, this week, made the 1893 World's Fair Palmer Hotel recipe brownies.
That you did.
So,
and of course, we had to do a video about it.
Of course we did. Yes.
So we posted that video this morning. I don't have the link.
That's all right. You'll get it.
But it's on our channel of you making those brownies from the original recipe.
Yes.
And we said that if anybody else made them, or like since you made them, we're actually going to test them here.
Yeah,
live.
So we're going to taste test them. We have not eaten them.
Yeah. Did you say they have apricot on them?
They have an apricot glaze. And that kind of creeped me out when I read the recipe first, like because I don't like apricot. But
those Easter chicks. Mystery Easter chicks.
But when I made it, it actually only calls for 1 tablespoon of them. So it's not like there's a lot. So it's literally just a real thin glaze on top. So
well, I'm just going to try just a little piece.
Okay.
Because
all right.
I just want to taste and see how the chocolate and apricot is.
Tastes like a brownie.
I don't really taste the apricot. Mm-mm. What did you say, Andrew? You told me earlier there was enough butter in there.
Yeah, there's a pound of butter in here.
Pound of butter? Actually, those are pretty good.
Yeah. It's not... It has a brownie taste, but it's a little bit different.
Wow.
But it is delicious.
Pound of butter, what, a cup and a half? Was it a cup and a half of sugar, a cup and a half of flour?
Mm-hmm. And then there was 4 cups of chopped walnuts. And there was, was it 3 cups of chocolate chips? 3.5? 3.5 cups of chocolate chips.
Yeah, but you dumped the whole bag.
And I had like 3 3/4, so I'm like, just throw them in. But they are actually quite good. Okay. You guys should make some.
The link to that recipe is down in the description. And I did do that.
And I also tweeted that out with Boris.
Boris tweeted
Boris.
Which, by the way, Boris has a Twitter account. That's Boris back there. Does the ghost stories and folklore. And you just caught a little behind-the-scenes thing. She's actually running the account for Boris. Probably shouldn't have said that.
I said I helped Boris send it.
Oh, she helps Boris. She channels Boris for the Twitter.
Boris does bad at that whole typing thing. His little fingers don't work so well.
So, actually, Boris GSF for Ghost Stories and Folklore. That's the Twitter account. So,
all right. So Valkyrie is here.
Valkyrie, welcome.
And it is time to talk about our topic of the week.
All right. Before we do that, we'll go back and we'll say how you can win.
What are we winning now?
Slide was in here.
Oh.
If you would like to win the Ghostbusters thumb drive.
We already said, but that's okay. We can add it again.
We've got new people coming in.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
So just send us proof that you have subscribed and liked and all that fun stuff to PANICdVideos@gmail.com with the subject of 009, and next week we will draw the winner. So if you didn't catch that email address, when we are on screen, it'll appear somewhere right there. So there's our name, and then the email's or Twitter's going to come up, and the email's going to come up on where you need to send that to. That's the Twitter account, and the email should come up next.
All right. Andrew's making fun of the recipe some more. He says that these things are like 50% butter.
They are.
Yes, they are.
They're buttery.
They're butter and sugar and walnuts.
I just had a little piece, and I know
basically
tomorrow my blood sugar would be like crazy. All right, so anyways, we have 10 different things that will help you determine whether your house is potentially haunted. So who here in chat believes that they live in a haunted house, apartment, whatever, either now or when they were younger or whatever? You may have experienced some of these that we're going to talk about.
All right.
No response?
They just want to know if we believe in aliens. And Joran says that they don't eat cookies or cakes. Luckily, these are brownies.
It's a cross between a cookie and a cake, isn't it?
All right. Michael Scott says he feels that one of their previous homes was haunted for sure. Andrew says that his son talks to a ghost rather often. Geeks is here. Woo! Hi, Geeks. And Joran's jumping away. And Valkyrie says they think their apartment is haunted. And Geeks is doing a little dance saying hi.
Alrighty. Hello,
so we
Geeks.
got a couple. We have a couple that think that their establishments might be haunted.
All right, so you guys, and we have other paranormal groups. We've got Michael Scott in here. We have PSPR Paranormal. We have Geeks Paranormal. Or Geeks. Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Geeks Paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
We have paranormal investigators in here, so you'll probably either agree or disagree with us as we go through this list. But that's the great thing about our YouTube live chat. We're here to discuss
it. So if you have something that's not on our list, or you don't like one of the things on our list,
that we don't mention,
go ahead and write it in the chat, and we will we'll mention it.
That's right. So, creepy haunted house. Ooh. You know what? I should have put our camera on here, but that's okay.
That's all right.
So, number 1. Do you hear a persistent, unexplained noises? This would be like taps, knocks, creaks, that kind of stuff in the house. Okay, that's a lot of reports come out from that. And actually, I'm going to mention Michael Scott again in his investigation. The last one,
the Queen Mary
that
ones.
was a little creepy, man. The knocking and everything like that in the
closet.
Yeah, from the closet. I'm thinking, oh, okay, that's somebody playing with the door. But then when you said it was coming from the closet, I was like, oh, that's interesting. So knocks, taps, creaks, things like that. Could it be paranormal? Could your house be haunted? Maybe. Or
from the skeptic's point of view.
I need a graphic. It goes, skeptic.
Our Earth is constantly moving, as you can tell from the recent eruptions of lava in Hawaii. The plates of the Earth are constantly moving over a molten center, and so there's constant movement and motion, and so therefore our houses, our buildings are constantly settling and moving along with it. And so those creaks and things could just literally be some settling that's happening within the house.
Could go either way.
Yeah.
It could go either way.
Yeah.
Okay. But let me tell you, as you go through these and you add all of these things up.
If you have multiple,
yeah,
that's when you start to think.
Yeah, that's where you want to start going. All right, so number 2. Okay, so our investigators, you agree with what we're saying? Yes or no, or we're full of baloney? Whatever. Go ahead and leave us a comment. Let's move on to number 2. and that is electronics acting strangely. And this could be lights too, electricity, things like that, where the lights turn off for no apparent reason, you know, and the bulbs not burn out, or TVs kick on by themselves, or radios kick on or off by themselves. TVs interruption, go off, come back on, but the electric's fine. You know, it's electronic devices. The theory behind that is that EMF is that energy. They're using that energy to draw in order to manifest or communicate, and it's drawing too much that's causing electronics to either sag or blow capacitors or transistors or whatever you want to talk about. That's the theory behind it. But what is the skeptic's point of view?
Well, remember, everything has to be grounded correctly as well, so you can have some electrical issues there. We had a light in the bathroom for how long that was going on and off on its own, and it was really, the wiring had come apart, and so it was, you know, when something would jostle, it would go wrong.
Something inside the switch.
It would disconnect. That electrical flow has
the actual
to constantly
switch
be
went
there.
bad too. So that's, you know, that's something to consider too, is the actual light switch itself. And I asked my dad and a couple other older guys, you ever heard of this before? I've never heard of it, but eventually they will go bad, you know, and you have to replace them. Like the actual switch itself went bad. So.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who, you know, don't know how to do electricity, and they try to fix it themselves. They don't have any training. And that, you know, can cause you to have it put together wrong. And back in the old days, you know, they didn't exactly wire things the same way we do today. Little differences, and you know,
that switch was
paper tape
old.
And, you know,
I had to do a little bit of
connections.
To get that switch
Connections might not always be 100% on there.
So it could go either way. Again, if all these add up, we'll get to that at the end. All right, so how are we doing in chat?
So Geeks says that they don't believe that something knocking could be anything but knocking. But now there's a broom handle that's leaning against the wall or the door that's constant vibration in the house, then it could cause the handle or something to knock against the wall. However, that's not constant vibration, and it's hardly enough to have something knock constantly. So that's true. And then Valkyrie says, good point, and gotta try to debunk.
That's right. Right. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that we do is when we go in, there's claims, especially for a private investigation, like a private residence, we go in and try to weed everything out, try to debunk everything that we can. That's part of the way that we investigate. So, all right. So the next one, eerie shadows. Ooh. Yes. Eerie shadows in your house. And normally shadow figures, you don't see them right up front. They don't come up in your face and say, boo. No. Normally it's like in your peripheral vision. You'll see something or off in the distance, like dart out, covering a light, that kind of thing. But what's the skeptic point of view?
You know, it could be some, like, car driving down the road and the lights are, you know, coming in your house at a weird angle, or, you know, something to that effect. Mm-hmm. A light reflecting off of a new object that you brought in your house. How many new things do I bring home all the time? Yeah. So you
or
have
we
to
have
kind of
something
look
that
at it
scares
too.
me almost every 3 nights, where I'll be sitting, you know, normally she's out. I'll be sitting on the couch, maybe working on a video or something like that, and I'll notice a shadow, and I'm like, what? Are you serious? Really? What was that? And then the police officer drives by, and he lives across the street from us, so every time he works late and comes by, he shines the spotlight around our house, because we have a cargo trailer sits out front, and the way our house sits, he checks it for us, basically.
Yeah.
But before he gets in front of that house, that big, powerful light that he has is actually casting a shadow off of it. And, so, again, debunk. However, if all these things add up, we're leading to the next one.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, what's the next one on your list?
Next one I have is cold spots.
All right.
I experienced my first cold spot actually the first time we took a group of people out investigating. And I'm going to tell you how I felt with it. It was just like a rush of air. It felt like an air conditioning kicked on or something like that. And then it just like shot right through me. Also, it could be slowly, like the theory behind it is the entity that's touching you or something, it'll get like slowly get cold. You won't feel a breeze. That is quite interesting. We've had that happen, not to us, but with people who were with us. That happened down at I'm going to say the word, Licking County Jail. Did I say it right?
You did. I'm so proud of you.
I said it right, not licking.
Licking.
That cold spot that I experienced personally was in the basement of the #1 house down in the Zor Village. And I went to the tour guide and I'm like, well, it'd been nice if you like let us know that like the air is running or something, because these guys are trying to investigate. And they're like, this building's not air conditioned. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Well, that was quite interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but cold spots can just be breezes. You have like a window open you forgot you had open, or maybe one that blew open in a storm, especially if you live in an old house. Some of those windows will open. They'll blow open on their own, or, somebody walking by faster than you thought they did and leave behind a trail.
Just kind of be a little bit aware of your surroundings. Now, if 1 through 4 happen all the time, okay?
Yes.
Just saying, this all leads up, because all of these things would probably happen if you have a haunting in your house.
Yeah, so before we move on, Geeks says that they always try to recreate shadows, lights, anything that can cause issues. And I mentioned that, I tried to do that on the Queen Mary when we were down in the pool area.
With that pool photo.
There was one photo that I have this, like, shadow that goes up like this through the pool. And it wasn't in any of the other pictures that I took, and even after I saw it and I showed you, then I went back and I tried to take more, and we mentioned it in our collab this week with Michael Scott. So if you haven't seen that video, take a look at the pictures that are in there.
That was Thursday's video. Yeah,
Thursday's video. Okay.
It was called Our Experiences on the Queen Mary.
Okay. Yeah. Good. CC is Me is here, and they are new. They came over from Michael Scott's channel, so thank you for joining us. Yes,
absolutely.
They love the content, the history, and the behind things that we've got going on.
Well, thank you very much.
So,
thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
We are live every Saturday at 5 o'clock. If we're at home, we do it right here from the studio. If we're not, we do it live from wherever we're at on location. And when camping season starts and we'll go out, we'll do it live from Harvey. Whoop, that's the first time I ever mentioned Harvey on our channel.
It is. It is the first time we've mentioned Harvey.
That's right. Harvey, we actually own a Class A RV.
And so he calls it
So I call it Harvey. Harvey. Yeah. Okay. So we do that during the summer, kind of relax.
So before you go on, CC is Me says that they grew up in a haunted house, and so far everything we've covered is on point.
So you just like a checklist? check.
Off.
Okay, let's move on, shall we?
Oh, goodness.
All right, number 5. Items disappearing and reappearing. This is called the disappearance phenomenon, or the
borrowers. Yes.
Yeah, we actually investigated a case about the borrower, and it was quite interesting. It was a set of car keys that kept coming up missing, and on there was a keychain that belonged to the girl's grandfather. And she kept losing her car keys, and then they would show up, and lose the car keys, and they would show up. And, we asked, is there anything on that set of keys that would have related to somebody that they would have liked? And she mentioned that keychain. He loved that keychain all the time. So we said, okay, just take it off and put it on your dresser and see if it stops. And it did. So that borrower theory is quite interesting.
So the borrowing thing, I actually have a funny story.
Well, I want to hear your skeptic, because if something disappears and then it goes back, I don't know how you prove. I mean, they're starting to ramp up, folks, because I don't even know how you can debunk that.
Yeah, so
unless you have a really well-trained pet.
Yes, pets can definitely move.
Well, they have to be trained to put it back where it was.
If you have kids are borrowers.
But are they going to put it back where it was?
Sometimes they will, just because the kids, not necessarily pets, but sometimes kids will, because they're like, "Ooh, mommy and daddy might notice that I took this or whatever." I know what
story you're going to say. You just told me.
However, literally at school this week, we were, closing things up for the year, but I had some kids in my room on an extra period that they weren't supposed to be there, but they needed to get some work done, so I let them. And I happened to be, in the back straightening some things up, and I have these baskets in the back of my room that have, science equipment in them that's there for their labs. So they have like beaker in them and a pair of scissors and slides and pipettes, and so they have a tray of stuff. And so one of the baskets, I was standing right there, and I said, "Hey, do you guys have the scissors from tray 11? And they're like, "No." And I turn around, and the scissors were back in tray 11. I swear that they were not in there. There was the only kids that were in the room were over on the other side. On the where's the camera? On the other side of the room, and I literally turned to them to ask them if they had them, and I turned back.
You sure it just wasn't a senior moment?
I don't know. Why would I be looking at them, asking them for a specific tray if there was not those in? I don't know. It was very weird. It could have been haunting. I do have 2 dead people in my classroom. So
if any room in our school is haunted, it would be her room.
I do have 2 human skeletons in my classroom.
And I don't know how many
real haunted. Animals. Well, not haunted, but real human skeletons, and then I do have a lot of dead animals. Yeah. I am a biology teacher, by the way.
We'll have to do a vlog from your room someday. That would probably make these people just go.
Yeah, that would be fun. So I don't know.
From in here where we're sitting.
Yeah. So let's see what's going on in the chat here. We got some things I missed while I was telling my story. So Sid Hearth wants to know how they can see or feel a ghost. They really want to see one. I did say that sometimes you never will. What was that percentage? Was that like 2% of people would actually see an apparition?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that it's few and far between. I really want to see one too. Sid Hearth.
Sid Hearth. Here's what you want to do. If you really want to see one, you end up being like Michael Scott, us, Geeks Paranormal. You don't even have to join a group. You could do it yourself. We know a lot of individual paranormal investigators that are out there. You just learn how to properly do investigations and go out and do your own investigations and research. And that's one thing that I really like about PANICd is sharing, and the videos here in the live chats, is sharing that information. It's like, hey, did you try this? And how'd you get that? And that kind of thing. That's really the best way. If you really want to see it and experience it, go out and research it.
Yeah. So
that's why we do what we do, is because we've had experiences, and it's kind of like chasing that rush, so to speak, and documenting, and then looking back and comparing. And we get probably every year we probably get at least 25, 30 people that, while we're out and about, that stop us and tell us their stories and what do you think about this, and we have people that contact us that need help, and I'll get to that here at the end, that if you need help, what you should do.
Yeah, so. But before we go on, still, Sid Hearth, you should not do what you are questioning at all. I do not. I'm the skeptic.
What's he questioning?
However, I do not agree to do that. He says he really wants to feel or see one. So if he disrespects Roger the doll, it's really Robert, or Annabelle the doll, then could he see a ghost? And I highly say no, because even though I'm a skeptic, I still look at it and say, if it really is, you don't want that coming after you.
You can watch all kinds of videos and everything on the internet, and some of them are making fun of things and doing things like that. And here's my philosophy behind this, okay? if you truly want to get into this and you want to be an investigator or a researcher, not a ghost hunter, that's somebody who's seeking that thrill. And once you start to get the knowledge, okay, some religions are based on this theory too. Once you begin to get the knowledge, if you mess with it and don't do it right, you are going to get yourself in trouble. And that's why a lot of people have haunted houses and attachments and different things like that, because they want that thrill, and they go and watch these videos or read a book or something like that, and they go and do it because they want that thrill, and they do it incorrectly.
Yeah.
But now you have a little bit of that knowledge, and you open that doorway up. So I, as a researcher, investigator, whatever, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And even as a skeptic, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Just because, like, even though I consider myself a skeptic, when we go and we do investigations, I'm always looking for, okay, what could be causing this? You know, I try to debunk everything, but sometimes I can't, and that's paranormal. But I will sit in the dark and I will talk to these ghosts as
and
if
she gets most of our evidence.
As if they were real people, because I don't want to disrespect them. If they're really there, if I, you know, if I talk to them, if I talk to them like they're not really there and I'm like making fun of the situation or whatever, that's really still disrespecting them, and I don't want to give that air to them so that they do something really bad to me or anything like that. So I always treat them that way, and the same thing with like the dolls. We went and we saw Robert the doll, and you know, you're supposed to ask for permission to take a picture from Robert, or he'll come after you, you know, and he'll make your life miserable. And even though I'm a skeptic,
twice. We went once on the ghost tour and saw him the night before, and then we went back before we left. And every time we just, you know, we paid him respect.
Yeah, I'm like, you're a doll, but
because we have the knowledge.
Can we take your picture, Robert? You know, and I made sure I asked.
We have the knowledge of what could happen,
case.
and I don't want to mess with that kind of stuff. So,
just in case.
Hey, we got new people in here, so hey, if you guys want to win this thumb drive, here's what you got to do. I'm holding it up like they could see it.
Yeah, you've got the other screen on.
I'm holding it up like you can see it. Okay, so basically, send us an email showing us proof you subscribe to our channel to PANICdVideos@gmail.com with the subject of number 009. And next week when we go live, we'll put your name in that hopper, and you could win that, and we'll send it out to you. Cover all the shipping, all that stuff. All right, so number 6. We ready to move on to number 6?
Yes.
All right, number 6. Doors opening and closing by themselves. It could be paranormal. Mm-hmm. Absolutely could be. Or it could be...
Well, your house could, again, your house could be settling. You know, there's doors that will swell, and then when the temperature and the humidity changes back, they'll shrink back up again, and that could cause some disturbances there. I would definitely look at that first. Maybe it was a window that was open and blew the door open a little bit.
Did I put that video out? I don't remember if I have that video out from the Stagecoach.
Oh, I don't think you did on here.
I don't think I did.
You did on Dark Shadow Ghost Tours, but I don't think you did on here.
Sometime in the future, we'll cover Stagecoach in, and I have a video of her debunking a door that was reported to open.
Yes.
And I'll do a little pre-thing for it too, because I was underneath her. Now, Stagecoach Inn is a building that's about ready to fall over. We haven't been down there yet.
It was pretty dangerous what I did.
So we're setting up. We actually did like a live, like a live virtual ghost hunt from there. So we set up our cameras and tied it in and did like a live feed on Dark Shadow Ghost Tours. And so right before it started, Marianne's like running around. She goes, her and Andrew go around and do the base readings and things like that. But anyways, she was up debunking that thing, and I was like right underneath of her. And this building is like old, and they're not doing anything to renovate it. So there's like just like rotten old 2x4s between her and my head, and she's jumping up and down on this thing to see if the door would go. I yelled up there, and I'm like, I see your feet coming through this. Stop. Yeah.
Yeah, but I did. I tried to debunk that by jumping, and the door did not open.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't.
So that makes
there
it a little
are
more
reports,
plausible.
and they actually have that on their cameras where they were recorded on.
And that's actually one of the ones that, in different haunted locations and everything, they're super cool because you're like, did that door just open on its own?
Did that just happen?
So, yeah. I was waiting for that to happen to Michael Scott on the Queen Mary last week. I was waiting for that closet
Michael,
door.
if that closet door would have slammed shut, or that when you asked for that water to turn on and it would have, I would have.
Oh, that would have been so awesome.
I would have peed a little. All right, so number 7. Let's move on. Number 7. Strange pet and, well, that should be or child behavior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're odd to start with.
Do you like the picture of the kitty?
Yeah. What is that cat looking at, too, on the
He's
table?
looking at a ghost. No, that looks like I don't know.
I don't know what that is on there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so the theory behind this is that pets can actually see things faster than we can. So let me explain this a little bit. If you ever took a video camera back in the day, not an LED screen, but on an older CRT screen, television, computer monitor, and you videotape it and you saw those lines going through there, what that was, the way a TV back then worked, LED's a little different, is it was scanning real quick the image and would start at the top and go all the way to the bottom. Well, your video camera actually slows down frames per second, and you actually see those lines. So the theory is that pets, actually, when you see dogs going nuts, he's looking up at something on the wall or won't come in the house or something like that, is they can actually see things that are moving faster than us, which makes sense because they can run faster than us. So they can actually see the shadow figures or apparitions or whatever that move quick. And that's the theory behind that. Children, you want to explain the theory about children? I will, because you're in chat.
I was chatting, yeah.
Children can actually, you always hear about kids that have imaginary friends, and they're speaking with somebody, and they have somebody to play with. Well, theory behind that is that children, their brain is not saturated yet with the crap us adults have to deal with your car payment, house payment, and marriage, divorce, dating, all that stuff. They're still fresh.
Bills.
Yeah, bills, all that other stuff. They're still fresh, so their brain is still open. That's one theory. And another theory with the Christian-based paranormal is that their soul is still pretty close from coming down from heaven, so they have a closer attachment to spirits too. And it changes, as they get older and they start to experience more stuff. That kind of gets in bed. However, there are those who are sensitive, or that kind of stuff, and it stays with them. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the theory behind children.
Yeah. And in the chat we had Andrew at the beginning saying that his child does do just that.
Yeah, he did tell me. Both of them actually did.
And Val, it seems to be a sensitive, and we've got to just reassure Val and anyone like Val that it is okay to be a sensitive.
Absolutely.
Don't be thinking that everybody's going to judge.
Don't think you're crazy, and don't think and don't go to a medical doctor and say, blah blah blah, and they're going to put you on medicine and all that other stuff. If you just get some books or research the internet and things like that about sensitivity and kind of relate to if that is what you are going through, then and if you need help or whatever, just get a hold of us on Twitter. I could point you in some of the right directions, because we've helped some children too, parents and their children, because they were freaking out. If that's what you're going through, you could be sensitive, and you just don't know it. It's like
Yeah, and in
It's a
today's
shocker.
society, we've all, I think, become so much more forgiving of people who are different and have different talents and things like
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
And
Yep.
I don't think that today people would judge you as much as they would have 10, 15 years ago. And
Look at us. We work at a school district. We're in education, but yet we're paranormal researchers.
I'm a scientist by day.
I really don't care what
science
people think
educator.
about me, but she is a biology teacher, and we, actually, just this checkout, I bet you almost every fifth teacher said, "What do you guys got going on this summer?
Yeah.
Where are you going this summer? What kind of adventures you got going on?" Because they're interested, but they won't admit it.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's that stigma behind that, because it's just
Yeah.
Okay.
Sid wants to know if we know of any ways to stop deja vu, and I don't. Do you know of any ways? Does anybody in the chat know? I don't know of any ways to stop deja vu. I think it just happens and it happens. And
Yeah.
But he's the one who said that he has that at least 15 times a month, and I can see how that would get pretty
that could
old.
be
But,
like a piece of being sensitive too, like I said, past life regressions or seeing into the future, or if you have them in dreams where you dream something and then it happens, that's like a reverse deja vu or something. Or maybe you dreamt about it and then it happened, and you get that feeling like, wait a minute, I've been here before. Can you stop it? I don't think that you could stop it without some sort of medication, and you really don't want to do that, because that basically anything man-made is going to kill you. But
yeah, have you seen the commercials for these drugs that they put out? They're like, oh, by the way, if you have a headache, take this, and it'll give you
it'll eventually
bleeding of
kill
the
you.
liver in your eyes.
I think through education, if you learn what's going on and learn how to deal with it, you'll be better.
Yeah.
And kind of embrace it.
Yeah.
There's empowerment through education. And I'm not saying that because we work in education, we do a lot of research, but to me, personally, I'd rather learn what is going on and how to deal with it before I start pumping medication.
Yeah,
in
and
my
even
body.
people who are empaths, who are extremely sensitive, they learn to deal with it. They learn how to let it in and also
turn it
how
off
to turn
and
it
block
off
it.
so that they
Yeah.
can have a normal life. So it might just be something that's what you're going to need to do a little bit of research on to kind of do that. But I don't actually know how.
And I think your best thing you could do is find other people who are
have
dealing with
that.
that and ask them, and maybe get mentored a little bit, that kind of thing like that. And we don't belong to a group, but we associate with a lot of like psychics and mediums, because we do psychic and medium fairs sometimes and paranormal conferences and things like that. And we got to know some of, a lot of them. And I'm thinking of Reverend Bears. She's a really nice lady, and she helps almost every one of them what they have questions or something, and she kind of like helps them. So it's a rather it's not a real competitive community. They really like embrace each other. I just don't know enough about it because I'm not sensitive. I know I am, but I'm not. Your sister is.
My sister is.
But so I've never really delved into it. All right, so we're at number 8.
Yes.
This is what I get a lot. A lot. I get the feeling that somebody is watching me. I always feel like... Oh, I better shut up so I don't get a copyright strike.
I'm sorry, I'm eating a brownie.
Yeah, every time we go off screen, she chows down on a brownie. So anyways, if you get that feeling like you're sitting there in the room and somebody's looking down the hallway at you, or, I get it a lot.
Mm-hmm. And I get that.
It could be paranormal. It could be just maybe your brain's acting weird.
Yeah,
it could
I get
be
that at
EMF,
locations that we go
fear
to.
cage too. It could be that. That'll cause that too. If you don't know what that is, if you have high EMF output, which is electromagnetic field, it could cause, and they talk about this on all the ghost shows, but it could cause your brain to give you, it's called a EMF sickness. like if you live next to power lines, or if there's a transformer getting ready to blow outside your house and it's putting a lot of EMF off, it could cause you to have some issues if you're sensitive to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that could give you that feeling like you're being watched, most definitely. But I use K2 meters when we investigate, so I know whether it's high or not. But do you have a debunk for that? Did you have a debunk for the cats or the kids or the pets? I skipped over.
You mean besides that they're just weird to start with?
You mean the kids and pets are weird? You're just saying that because we don't know any.
Small kids creep me out. Pets, they're just always looking at stuff that isn't there, and so you know. I don't know. To me, there's just something about them, and I don't know. So for me, that's just that. But as far as the feeling of being watched, it could just be that you're fearful that you're doing something you shouldn't be. Because I know we've been really talking about the Queen Mary a lot this week, and so it's like brought back a lot. But literally, when I was on the Queen Mary, I was kind of like, maybe I shouldn't be over here. Should I not be here? You know, like feeling like somebody was watching, making sure I didn't do something wrong. You know, so okay. I don't see. I think that's just a possibility. You're just worried that you're doing something you shouldn't be.
All right, next one, number 9. All right, mysterious voices and whispers. Okay, so number 9 and number 10, this is where we're going to get a disclaimer out, okay? So if you've gone through that checklist, who said they were doing the checklist? That I've experienced all this stuff. If you're going through that list, like, yep, but especially number 9 and number 10. If you don't know what you're doing, find a local paranormal group, because most definitely your house is probably haunted. And that's as if you want to get rid of it.
Yeah, it could just simply
we know a lot of people, their house is haunted and they embrace it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, ours isn't, but I know it isn't and why it isn't. I won't get into that unless somebody asks, but we have a lot of items from haunted locations in this house.
Mm-hmm.
But I know a lot of people whose house is haunted, and they're like, oh, yeah,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's not a big deal. Her parents' house is haunted.
Yeah.
And they're, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
They don't bother them.
No,
but
and every once in a while, they're just like, hey, leave the lights alone.
Yeah, if it gets to the point where the kids are scared or you're afraid to go in there, or, you get this feeling where you're uneasy and you just want it gone, get a hold of a paranormal group and have them come in and investigate.
Yeah, especially if you're fearful.
And I'm going to tell you this, and geeks, I hope you agree with me, Michael, if you're still here, any other paranormal investigator.
PSPR Erie.
PSPR Erie. Don't let somebody come in and say, I'll just take care of it and just sage and do all that. They need to come in and investigate. Do an investigation. Try to see what's there. See if they can gather information. Because if you walk in a location and it's something that's extremely dark, demonic, and you sage, the only thing you're going to do is you're going to suck the energy out of it, and it's going to go hide until it can build its energy back up, and when it comes back, it's going to come back with a vengeance. So you need to know what you're dealing with before somebody comes in and does that. That's just my little disclaimer, and I've seen it happen. So I don't know why I went off on that tangent, because we were talking about mysterious voices. However, if you're hearing whispers, we're talking like whispers, conversations, people calling your name, anything like that, and it happens continuously, because it could be somebody outside or whatever, but if it's bothering you and you're having issues with it, get a hold of a paranormal group. And no paranormal group should ever charge you to do that stuff either. If they do, they're not a reputable
and actually group. There was somebody on Twitter, I think, just within the last week or so, that there was somebody who they were unscrupulous, and they came in and they charged these people for coming into their house and investigating, and charged them for the equipment they had to buy and all this stuff. And then they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, nothing happened. Oh, and you still owe me all this money.
No.
And so there were some people on Twitter who they were paranormal investigators, and I saw it, and they did a GoFundMe to pay those people back from the community. Because
if they're going to charge you to come in and do that stuff, they're not reputable. They don't know what they're doing, and they're just doing it to rip you off. So any good paranormal investigator team or researcher is going to come in and do it and take care of it for you or get you help.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of teams that don't do it themselves, but they come in and they do that investigation part, and they're like, okay, we got something here. They'll direct it to where it's supposed to go, whether it's, you know, demonologist or somebody else, but they're not going to charge you for that.
Yeah.
You know, so. All right, so number 10. The feeling of being touched. This also includes being scratched, being pushed, anything like that. Number 10, if that is happening and nobody else is around, like I know Marianne beats the crap out of me while I'm sleeping sometimes.
Hey, I do not lay flat. I flail around. I'm sorry.
I've been having some issues with my left side, and I still don't know whether it's like nerve issues or whatever. So sometimes I kind of have to flip around and in bed a little bit to lay on my other side to like get some sleep. And like the last event that we had, I got kicked in the back of the head. It is really hot in here. Seriously, I'm about ready to self-combust. Could you please go turn on the air conditioning?
No, we could turn it on when the show's over.
Oh, man.
You're almost done with the show anyway. We're over time as it is.
All right, so our paranormal peeps and investigators who are in here, did we cover anything or miss anything or anything you would like to add? Yeah, we are over an hour.
I know, but it's all right. People have had some interesting things in the conversation tonight, so I'm quite excited about it.
Do you agree with the list? Disagree with the list?
Yeah, is there anything that you think we
list?
missed?
Most of that stuff that was on that list is what people have reported to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically.
Yeah.
And if you start adding all those up and all those things are happening, and especially number probably 8, 9, and 10, you might want to get a paranormal group to come in. Mm-hmm. That doesn't charge you.
Yeah.
I don't have chat up, so...
So Whispers from the Dead just got here a little bit ago. They thought they missed the show. They're kind of sorry that they missed it. But you know what? You can watch it on review, on repeat, right?
Yep, replay.
So replay. Review,
which those of you who
repeat,
still
replay.
in chat with us, if you would, when we are done and this video processes, you can help us out by going back to it and leave us a comment. And everyone who's here, if you like this video, smash that like button. Mm-hmm. That'll help us out tremendously.
And don't forget to send that email this week so that you can be eligible to win our prize for the week, our giveaway.
I don't have a slide up.
That's okay. I could literally go like this and show
you don't have the
what they
email.
are.
You don't have the email.
That's okay. I think that they kind of know it by now, don't they?
I don't know. Yeah, it's showing up here. Our email will come up here.
Yeah.
So basically, you just send us an email with number 009, and next week we'll draw and send this out to a winner, which is a Ghostbusters logo USB drive.
Yes. So
Oops.
Geeks says that if they think of something, they'll throw it in the comments.
Awesome.
So thank you for that. And CC is me says we were right on point. That's the one I think that was doing the checklist that had all the things at the beginning.
check.
Yeah, I had that. And T Throng says pass the brownies. We need dessert. So here you go. There's some for you. Take one. Go ahead. But again, the recipe we did put into the video, you linked it on the video of making the brownies,
it's
right?
in the description of this one, too.
In the description here, and then I know I tweeted it out as well.
Yep.
And
I was going to try to shove some down in this computer here and try to email them out, but I got things kind of working pretty good right now. I don't.
Was there not somebody at school who did something like that?
Don't get me there.
At one point, about 5 years ago, maybe.
Believe it or not, don't get me going. Yeah.
Okay.
They were trying to put their credit card in a floppy drive to buy something online. This is a teacher, folks. We had to take apart the computer to get their credit card out. It happened. I could write a book just on that kind of stuff.
When we find something cool for school, we
Gotta
just have to have it right now.
Where do I put the credit card? Oh, this slot.
I have to say that a lot of people don't do that anymore because they're kind of a little bit more
floppy
familiar.
Drive, that's why.
Plus, they're more familiar with how to buy online now. But Siddharth did have some other question as well.
Well, you answer your questions. I got to slip out of
what do you do if you're haunted by a demon?
Well, like I said, if you're being haunted by a demon, your first step is to get a paranormal group that comes in, because some of them will have a demonologist as part of the group. Mm-hmm. If not, and they're a reputable group, they know what to do and where to direct it, and they will find you a demonologist.
Yeah, and depending on your religion, you can involve your religious leaders as well. Kind of go have a talk with them. I remember. It wasn't that I was haunted by a demon or anything, but I remember my mom said when I was little that I saw angels in church, and she was like totally worried about that, and what she's supposed to do about something like that. And she went and she talked to our priest, and he said it was fine, don't worry about it, she may see it, she's a kid, and that was helpful for my mom. But if you really do have major issues, you can have someone from a religious sect come in and bless your house, bless you, and depending on how bad it is, and if it is truly a demon, they have possibilities of exorcisms that can happen, and you shouldn't take it lightly. Any other thoughts there, Mr. Donnelly?
No, I was listening to you. I was out checking on dinner.
Did you? Oh, I thought you turned on the air conditioner.
No, thank God I walked right past it.
You did.
Oh man, it sucks to get old.
All right, so we've got geeks that are going to be heading out. They got to go cook. Us too. So. Anything else for the?
Well, let me wrap
tonight?
up, and then anybody who wants to hang around a little bit and ask us some questions, then we'll be glad to stay here as long as you want, or 15, 20 minutes, whichever comes first. All right, so next week on our channel, we are going to be, and you're hearing it here first, we're going to be covering Menlo Park and Thomas Edison. That's right. We actually visited that last summer. Mm-hmm. And it's actually not in New Jersey anymore.
Right.
It is actually up in Michigan at
Greenfield Village. Henry Ford's Greenfield Village.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was going to say Greenwich again.
I know you. There's certain things that you always say, so I'm just going to push through it for you.
So next week, Thursday, and maybe Friday, I didn't quite understand what his Twitter said. We're actually doing a collaboration with the channel that is Doodles by Doug. Doodles by Doug. Check out his channel. This guy is talented. And he's actually going to do a little Thomas Edison doodle. I think it's going to come out Thursday. And our video is going to be about a demonstration of the... What's the word? I asked you earlier.
I'm sorry, I was
the demonstration
typing.
video. Victrola.
Oh, Victrola? Victrola?
Yeah, the Victrola. There was a demonstration in Menlo Laboratory. We have video of it. The actual, one of the originals that Thomas Edison created. So
yeah,
that's going to be kind of an interesting thing. As far as paranormal, yep, there's a claim. It's haunted. Yep. a former employee has reported some stuff. And so next week we're going to dedicate to Thomas Edison. Again, we're doing that collab
Menlo
with
Park.
Doodles by Doug.
The Menlo Park Laboratory.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I keep saying that every week. It's going to be pretty cool. All the stuff we're going through and putting together is pretty cool.
Well, you're getting a big head over there.
I'm not getting a big head. I
Just
like
the
going back
content is
over the
cool.
content and
Okay.
like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh wow, here's these pictures. Oh, I forgot we did that. Oh, that's cool. We even got video of a train ride we did up there, the steam engine train. There's a couple of the buildings in the
Greenfield
Village that have paranormal claims, and she's had some experiences.
And what's super cool about that is Henry Ford literally had all of those buildings dismantled, board by board, brought back
the guy had
and
some
reassembled.
bucks, man. He didn't collect little doll houses. He collected actual houses.
Yes.
So
yeah. And he would go and he would save them from all over, and
save them from being destroyed.
demolished. Yes.
So,
yes.
the original laboratory of Thomas Edison's Menlo Park is in that village. And here's some of the other buildings, in case you never heard of it. Is anybody from Michigan or Dearborn, Michigan?
I don't think anybody that's here tonight.
All right, so there's actually a village. It's called
Greenfield Village.
There we go again. I was going to say Greenwich.
Greenfield.
It was built by Henry Ford, by Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford, and he, it's attached to a museum they had. So this village, just inside the village alone, is the original laboratory by Thomas Edison that was being torn down. His childhood home is there. The bicycle shop of the Wright brothers from Dayton is there.
And their childhood home.
Is there. The original house by, what was his first name? Webster. David?
Noah
Webster, the guy that originally wrote
dictionary.
the Webster Dictionary. His home is there. Trying to think who else. There's several different houses there.
Yeah, there's just a ton of them.
There's a big farm that's there.
Yes.
But all these buildings
that's there.
Yeah, all these buildings were actually dismantled, bricks, everything numbered, everything very meticulously brought to this village and reassembled.
Yeah.
And even the plaster that was on the walls, this is what's really cool.
That's really cool.
The lath and plaster, they took the plaster, smashed it up, so when they went and put the buildings back together, they reused it as the congregate to make the plaster to put the walls back in. Very cool place. We went there last summer. So, alrighty.
Yeah, we were actually talking today about maybe just taking a drive.
Yeah, we were thinking about it, just hopping in a car. It's not too far from here, maybe 3-4 hours drive.
Yeah.
All right, do we have any other questions? I could bring Chad up.
No questions.
Comments?
Sid Hart says that they're here for the duration till we're done. They'll be here as long as we are, and that they love us. We're sweet.
What's that?
He says we're a sweet couple.
I'm trying to bring up the chat so I could see what's going on.
I was going to say you have the chat up.
I can't
for
read
them.
that.
You have the chat up for them. Pusha Studios. Pusha Studios is here. Hi. We're on their big TV. They're always on our big TV at night.
That's right. We got the Pusha Studio channel.
Yeah. We do. Comes on our TV every night. So
actually, you guys are coming on in about an hour and a half.
Yes,
we're gonna sit and watch.
We'll be watching. We'll be watching while we're having dinner. Oh my gosh!
Jink's gonna buy me a soda.
And we'll be having some of the brownies. Did you make your brownies?
I'm gonna say no. I didn't. I bet you did.
I bet you she didn't, and Andrew didn't make them for her either.
All right, so I'm gonna put this slide back up again, and I'll lose chat. But
that's all right.
I need a third monitor.
You oh gosh, you don't need any more. Oh my goodness. CC is me. They're in Kentucky. They
we're in Kentucky. Want
to know if we have visited Waverly Hospital.
You know, everyone asks us that. Not yet.
No. Or my old KY home in Barsden, Kentucky. They're very
Oh, I never
interesting.
heard of that one.
I haven't heard that one either.
I would like to hear more about that one. That one's a new one. Waverly, we haven't been to yet.
So we have Andrew who's typing tonight from Pusha Studios because said, sorry, Yesenia did not make them. If she didn't make them, they don't get done. But I heard you made dinner last night, so...
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Because of your dinner,
that's right.
We're having ribs and baked potatoes tonight.
Yeah, and he's
I'm
cooking.
Like, man, that sounds good. They've been cooking out
we're
there all
making
day.
it the men making spare ribs week.
That's right. No, we haven't been to Waverly. It's like it seems like every time something gets put together for us to go to Waverly, it falls through. You know, and it's been like I think 4 different attempts to get here. Now, here's what's kind of strange. I don't know if I could explain to you demographically. We're in Northeast Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio. So if you're in Kentucky, we're in the northeast tip of the state of Ohio. So Dayton is about 5 hours diagonal across the state of Ohio. And we've never been, you know, as far as like when her and I have been together.
And
past Columbus. Have we been to Dayton? I don't think so.
No, not together.
No. So sometimes when we go south, we go to Columbus and turn and run through Cincinnati, but we haven't kept going diagonally that way. And like always something comes up because we were thinking about doing that this year and going down because there's a lot of stuff around Dayton area too. And I don't know. Just kind of keeps falling through. So Waverly Hills we haven't been to. Trans-Allegheny we haven't been to. Pennhurst we haven't been to. And they're all real close to us. They're not that far.
Right.
But we've been to the Queen Mary. We've been to the Stanley Hotel, Lizzie Borden House.
Yeah, we
Florida,
go to the extremes and we forget about the close by.
Atlanta, St. Louis.
Yeah.
Limp Mansion. You know.
Cece is in Louisville.
Louisville, Kentucky. I've been in Louisville, Kentucky.
Waverly
is it Louisville? Louisville, Kentucky. Wasn't that where the World's Fair was? I was back there in high school.
I did not.
But I didn't go to Waverly.
I did not go to the World's Fair. Yeah. And Sid Harth.
We'll get there someday. Hopefully.
Sid Harth likes to push the envelope this tonight. Wants to know if it's safe to use the Ouija board in his house.
If you do it right.
You got to make sure that you close any session that you start.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people freak out, and there's that movie called Ouija, however you pronounce it. A lot of people freak out over the Ouija board. The thing is about a Ouija board, if you use it correctly, you open the session, invite the spirits to come in and communicate through you to move that
planchette.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When you're done, you tell them, "Hey, we're done. Go back."
Right. It's very much like opening and closing an EVP session.
Get freaked out and walk away or run from it, and they left the window open. So yeah, exactly. When we do EVP sessions, you kind of open that portal, so to speak, and say, "Come on in, communicate with us," and stuff like that. But when you're done,
we say thank you for participating.
You can't follow us home, and we use protection prayers on both ends of it.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you do it correctly,
almost 200 locations, probably close to 300 and some investigations because we've been to a lot of places multiple times.
Yes,
and private stuff too. So.
But Sid, make sure you behave when you're doing it because you seem to be pushing the envelope tonight, and you
can do it absolutely.
Really want to see something, but
Michael Scott, he's probably left for now. I don't know.
Yeah,
hit that.
Hit this.
Hit this right here.
Okay, I'm trying.
And then go to participants.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's gone for now.
Michael Scott has some videos out there on his channel where he's used the Ouija board and stuff. And, yeah, it does work. We just don't like to use it because, not that we're afraid of it, it's just it has the human element involved.
Yeah.
Those and dowsing rods, we just...
Yeah.
We don't.
And that's something that ties into next week with Thomas Edison as well. So we'll be talking about how Thomas Edison is really very much like us.
Yep. Scientific approach, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I live with a scientist. So who else joined us late? Pusha and somebody else?
Pusha and what was that one?
Teeth long?
No, they were here at the beginning. It was something, Whispers from the Dead. They came in late.
This week, Pusha, if you're still here, we're giving away, where'd it go? We're giving away a Ghostbusters thumbnail.
Thumb drive.
Ooh, thumb drive.
Yeah.
Did I say thumbnail?
Yeah, you did. You're just weird tonight. All right, so that's pretty much all the questions. Pusha Studios says that we have a good chemistry. Aww.
I'll tell you why. Because, I better not say that on here.
Why?
Because I've been warned. She knows how to get rid of evidence.
Oh, yeah. I do know how to get rid of
She'll
bodies.
take that until death do you part. Seriously. Keeps me under wraps.
Hey, I told his mother before we got married, if he misbehaves, he will end up in the fossil room. If he disappears for a while, you know where to look for him. And she was totally okay with me marrying him, so it's all good. And he's been a good boy ever since.
Yeah, I think most of us, they get older, kind of learn like the rebel life is over, time to settle down. So, all right. So next week we're talking about Thomas Edison and his relationship to the paranormal. That's what I wanted to mention. And a lot of people are leaving. We mentioned earlier, like after this is done, is come back and leave us a comment. In that comment, you leave us a comment if there are any other topics you would like us to cover, like tonight's topic, like could your house be haunted? I think that was a pretty interesting conversation, especially we had somebody's like check.
Yeah.
I like to have those interesting things back and forth, and let's discuss them and that kind of stuff. And
yeah.
Yep,
all right.
Yep. So I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna go get dinner,
and then we're gonna head over to Pusha Studios for their live stream coming up. And there was somebody who had one tomorrow at 5. That was the kid that you mentioned that
AJ Travel.
Yes.
AJH Travel.
Yes, they were having one tomorrow. Let me see if I'm running through the chat. See if I can. I can't remember if it was 5 or 6. I want to say 6 tomorrow. I'm not finding it real quickly, but I know that they have one tomorrow. So,
well, late night tonight, maybe. I haven't scheduled it, but late tonight, like after Pusha Studios decides that they want to go to bed. Because they're marathon live streamers.
Yeah, we're way shorter.
Yeah. I'm going to...
You guys are awesome. You have such abilities to keep going. That's awesome.
I'm going to go on live and stream some audio recordings from the Queen Mary. We have audio recordings from the tour, and I'm going to...
Oh, weren't you supposed to do that last night?
Yeah, but I got tired.
Oh,
I actually was doing your video.
Oh, that's right. You did my video making
the brownie video.
The brownies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that down there as an investigation review, and I think before we came in here, I started rendering. We have 300 and some pictures. So I made a video out of those without any movement or transitions. So you can actually look at those pictures. And if you see anything, hear anything, leave it in a comment. It'd be like an instant investigation review. So I'm going to do that later tonight. So, any other questions? You're playing around in chat.
CC is me says visit Barsden site, and says that it's haunted locations in Barsden, Kentucky, right outside of Louisville. And Sid Harth says that they'll miss us because we're leaving. And
CC, if you could do me a favor, if you're still here, when this is done rendering, which will probably be a little while, if you remember, come back and comment that on the video, because I won't remember that, and I won't watch this all the way through to get all that comment. But I really want to look that up, because when people tell me those things, I go and I research them, and then I add them to the database. That's how I have almost 800. Oh, I think it's over 800. They're not all finished, but it's
not all
leads from people, and then I like attach a web page of where there's paranormal claims, and then I come back to them as I have time to add the history and the paranormal claims and stories and things like that.
CC says will do, and Pusha
Awesome.
Studios says that they have their live streams the way they are because they decided sleep was overrated.
Sleep is overrated. You get enough sleep when you're done. Life's too interesting.
Or maybe
Enjoy.
they were saying that, or maybe it was that they want sleep and you decided sleep was overrated. I'm not sure, but it's because we decided sleep was overrated.
I want sleep,
please. I'm the one who gets to sleep. I do.
I sleep
fall
good
asleep.
when I'm totally, completely, mentally, not physically, but mentally exhausted.
Yeah, you did that
I
a couple
sleep
times
good.
this week.
Yeah.
And I came and
I
woke you
told
up.
you it was a rough week.
Yeah, I
It was
came
a
and I
rough
woke
week.
you up,
I
and I'm
hate-
like, sweetie, are you going to get up? And then you're like, yes. I'm like, do I have to come back? No. Half hour later, I'm like, sweetie, are you going to get up now?
Yeah. I had to take a nap after work a couple times this
Yeah,
week.
but that was okay because they gave me some quiet time to work on finishing my grades and submitting
Last
them.
week of school was,
Yeah.
It's
brutal.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah, you have to go back. I don't. Although I am doing science camp here, not this week, but the following week I'll do a science camp for little kids. They creep me out. It's awesome. I teach high school, so little kids is what is coming to the science camp, and it's really creepy. First couple days when they're all very clingy and they're all like, and I'm like, back away, you're sticky.
Yeah, Pusa, naps are awesome. We
Oh,
love
yeah.
naps.
I love
Especially
naps.
in the wintertime. Oh, you just
Yeah.
curl up. And
Under a
just,
nice blankie.
they're awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I really like doing? And this is the one thing, I don't know if you were here when we mentioned that we own a Class A RV. We just got it at the end of the season last year. But the best thing is if it's like really extremely hot outside, it is air conditioned.
Yeah.
And then just climbing in the back and or at nighttime when it's like summer, you get the little bit of cool breeze, just opening up the windows and just shut the phone off, no laptop. Good stuff right there.
Yeah. So, Booster Studio says that they're laughing about the sticky kids, and they get so sticky. I don't know how they get so sticky.
You should carry one of those like hand gel, the hand cleaner
yes.
like on a belt clip. Just like, come here.
Oh,
Hose
yeah.
it down with it.
Yeah.
Sticky kid.
That's right.
That's the sticky kid.
Yeah.
Why is his face got red sticky stuff all over it constantly?
I don't know. I just don't know.
It's like addicted to red cough drops or something.
Ew, that's so gross. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so are we,
I've been done
we-
like for 20 minutes. I don't have anything else.
all right, we are going to call it a night. We're going to go have some dinner, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.
That's
Definitely
right. Hey, 8
next
o'clock,
week.
Prusa Studios. If you guys want to come in, we'll be in chat and we'll have them up on TV.
Yes. Next week we'll be live at 5 again. And then remember Pusho Studios nightly at 8, except for Sundays. So we'll be
I
heading
haven't
over there
checked the
right
calendar.
quick.
We will be. We are available next Saturday, aren't
We will make ourselves available. Live at 5.
we? We're not traveling anywhere, right?
Live at
What's the
5.
date?
And let's see what else. There was something else. I think actually we probably have about 15 graduation parties that night, but we will
That's
do
good
it
eating.
from somewhere. We will do it from somewhere.
We just
No.
have something on the 1st. We don't have anything on the 2nd. So we will be
yeah.
live at 5.
Yeah. So anyhow, and then I keep forgetting the name of that other channel, the Travel Kid.
Pusha, what's the name of the AG? What is it? AJTJ? Oh, what's their name? The Travels. We met them through Pusha Studios.
Yeah. So Pusha Studios says that they've been wondering about sticky kids for the last 20 years. And take care. They'll be drinking beer with craft beer pourers tonight. And
ATJH.
that's what Pusha Studios literally just said too. ATJH Travels. So they're doing their live stream tomorrow. I believe it is at 6. It's either 5 or 6. I think it was 6. All right. So until next time.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, we will see you later. Thank you so much for stopping by.
We appreciate all of you.
Listen to us ramble on and listen to our neighbors cutting their grass and the birds chirping and all that stuff. We look forward to it every weekend, live at 5, right here on PANICdVideos. Stop on by and let's talk paranormal.
Live.
So, hey, until next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting.
If you'd like to see more videos from PANICdVideos in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash that bell for notifications. Also, help support the channel by sharing this video with your friends and family and anyone else who might be interested in the paranormal. Thanks for watching and happy hunting.